Oh, we rolling? Yes, sir, we are. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of From the Sandbox, man. Today, obviously, I'm Dolly. Ty is, you don't even know what Ty, we don't even know what Ty's doing, man. One day he's out running 5 miles in 2 minutes because he's got a 18-mile 27K, or the next day he's running up Pinnacle backwards because he's practicing for the strongest climber in Arkansas. Man, you never know with Ty, but we appreciate y'all for being here with us, man. If y'all will tap into us from the Sandbox, wherever you get your podcast, from the Sandbox Pod on YouTube, man. We greatly appreciate it. But yeah, man, it's here. It's here. It is playoff eve. I think I honestly feel a whole lot better for playoff eve than I do Christmas Eve nowadays. This is my Christmas. Thank you, NCAA. Throughout the season, we were kind of on the fence about the playoffs, would the right teams get in? How are they going to do it? Who's getting the buys? Where is everybody playing? But, man, if I'm being honest, I couldn't be more excited for this playoff, man. And there's been some things going around on social media. Is this the biggest day in college football history? Yes, I believe this first game Friday from the college football playoffs is the biggest game of college football history, man. It's the start of something new. We see that this NIL, all this money, all this portal stuff, man. I've had a while to sit back and think about it. I've had time to sit back and collect my thoughts about everything. And man, honestly, I've never been so in tuned with college football as I am right now. Every day I'm on On3, I'm on Rivals, seeing who's going where, seeing, who got who, coaching, man, it is just, it's a great time for college football. Some say it's watered down. I think in this new age, this new era, I'm excited for the future, man. I can't wait to see what the future holds. Obviously, there's going to be some things that need to be smoothed out, evened out, but that's with everything, man. You start a company and that first year is hell. You know what I'm saying? But I think the committee and everybody involved in this playoff has done a good enough job to not have everybody raising hell. I think they've done a fairly good job. The big thing is Bama getting in, is Ole Miss getting in, is SMU going to get in? The way they did that, I think they got it right. I really do. And I think for some years now, we have put so much pressure on this committee since it's gone to a committee that they had no choice but to get better. And we can see them getting better, man. The fact that they, didn't punish SMU for losing in the conference championship, and even putting them above Clemson, who comes in with 3 losses, is just a testament to the committee. So, hands up committee. There's some things that I don't agree with. I won't get into those today, but I think for the most part we got it right, and it's going to be an exciting weekend for football, an exciting couple weeks for football. I'm not, I can't wait. But let's go ahead and get into this playoff predictions video. First up, we got the Indiana Notre Dame game, and in my eyes, this is probably the most interesting game of the weekend. I think this game is truly a 50-50 ball game. Who's going to show up? And it's, I think the line is 7.5. I think that's a lot. So, I'm really excited for this one. But my main thing about this game is that I'm looking at it, thinking, Notre Dame obviously looks like the better team. Both of them really haven't played nobody, but Indiana has been here. Indiana has been on the big stage. What happened in that Ohio State game is fixable things. And that's what makes me, that's what gives me hope about this Indiana team, because I've been so, big on Indiana this year. I've really hyped them up. I've talked about, Cignetti being him, you know what I'm saying? And I think that the things that happened in the Ohio State game are coachable. I truly believe that if Indiana comes out and cleans things up on special teams, they had the block punt, left Ohio State, a short field, that's free points right there. Kick punt return, that's free points right there. Those are coachable things, coverages and getting the punt off. You know what I'm saying? And I think the ball went through the punter's hands, if I'm not mistaken. So that's all coachable things, man. Punter, put some gloves on, catch the ball, and we're good. I think if they clean it up on special teams, do they beat Ohio State? I don't know. It's hindsight is 2020. I don't know if they beat them or not, but I think it's a whole lot closer game. And everybody who's doubting Indiana, doubting Signetti, doubting Curtis Rourke and them, that if just those few things on special, the little things lose ball games. The few, if they clean that up on special teams, I think it's a whole different ball game, and we're looking at Indiana in a whole different light. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, for Indiana, man, they're gonna have to stop the run. Riley Leonard and them are extremely explosive. Riley Leonard is, in my eyes, probably one of the top couple running quarterbacks in the league right now. The things he can do on his legs is uncoachable things. He can make sugar out of shit. You know what I'm saying? He can, anything the play breaks down, you have to have eyes on Riley Leonard. And that's what's going to have to happen for Notre Dame to come in here and win the ball game. They're going to have to run the ball. Indiana is, I believe, number one in rushing defense. I think they allow just above 3 rushing yards a carry. So if Notre Dame is gonna win, if Marcus Freeman is gonna get these boys to the next game, they have to run the ball. And on the flip side for Indiana has to stop the run. They have to get Riley Leonard in obvious passing situations. We know that that is not his strength. We'll see a stat. 12 for 20, 180. It's obviously their crutch is throwing the ball. Can he throw it? Obviously he can throw it. He's a Division I quarterback. Obviously he can throw it. But if they got to keep him in 3rd and 8, they got to keep him in 2nd and 10. You know what I'm saying? They have to keep him in obvious passing situations. And if they can do that, then I think Indiana has a good shot. And like I said, number one rushing defense. Indiana is a sneaky defense. They don't have the stars like the Downs in Boca, whatever his name is over there at Alabama. They don't have the stars, but they just play solid fundamental ball. And that's how Indiana's going to have to win, man. Curtis Rourke has got to be on time. I've been saying this for the longest, that I think Curtis Rourke is probably the most fundamentally sound quarterback, got the best timing in the league. If he can stay on time, on schedule, I think Indiana has a solid shot at beating them, man. Like I said, they got to keep him in obvious passing situations. Notre Dame hasn't thrown over 230 yards the whole season. And I think it's going to have to be something around there to beat an Indiana team, man. I don't think that Signetti is going to come out and allow these guys to make the same mistakes. I think that guy is such a solid coach that I believe, if we're going coach to coach, I'd take Signetti over Freeman all day, every day. And I get it. Marcus Freeman has got them guys playing high-level ball. I'm not going to take anything away from them. They're playing good ball, but to beat this Indiana squad, a team that is just, like I said, fundamentally sound for the most part. Like I said, the Ohio State game was an anomaly, I believe. I don't think that's the real Indiana. They come out the next week or 2 weeks, whatever, and put up a 60 spot against Purdue, shut them out. I think that, Indiana has a solid shot to beat them, man. And I'll give my picks and Ty's picks as we go. I'm going Indiana, Ty's going Notre Dame. Yeah, and we'll see how it goes, man. That's what we're going to do. Tomorrow we will be going live for the Indiana-Notre Dame game. So, if y'all want to come in, kick it, have fun, we're going to be in the chat, talking our talk, talking our little shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to come in, grab a beer, come kick it with us, man. But, yeah, I'm going Indiana, Ty's going Notre Dame. Next, we got the Clemson-Texas game on Saturday. As I said about the Clemson game or about the Indiana game being the most balanced 50-50 game, I think this is probably a game here that could be very, very one-sided. Texas is, in my eyes, probably the most underrated defense in the country right now. I know we talk about, Ohio State's defense. We talk about Tennessee's D-line being so good, but Texas is an extremely solid defense. I said it before. I think them linebackers are some of the best in the country. They're number 2 in scoring defense, number 1 in pass defense in the country. But in this game, it's obvious, man. It's all on Quinn Ewers. I think that he'll be on a short leash this game. I think, if he comes out like he did against Georgia the first game and just gets beat up, looks like he hasn't been here before, I think they'll pull the plug on him, honestly. I really think they do. There's been talks about him going to over there to North Carolina, getting with Belichick. I think that if shit hits the fan, I don't know if they stick with Ewers. I think we might see Arch a little bit more. I mean, we've been saying that. Everybody wants to see Arch in there. Everybody wants to see him run. We know Arch can run. We need to see Arch throw. That would be the distinguishing factor, as if it can take this Texas squad to the next level. Obviously, if Ewers is on time, if he's in his spot, if he's no pressure, if his jersey stays clean, Quinn is probably one of the best quarterbacks in the league. But that's not the case. These teams have found a way to get to him, found a way to bring pressure, exotic pressures, twist, all this other stuff to get to him, get in his face. And that's something that Clemson is going to have to do against Texas. They're going to have to be in his face. They're going to have to give him pressure. Like I said, they get his jersey dirty. If Quinn leaves this game, if he leaves his Texas Clemson game with a clean jersey, we know who won. The game could be over. I could have missed it. I could have fallen asleep and woke up, and Quinn Ewers is in the interview with a clean jersey. I could tell you right there they won. And for Clemson, it's just the same. Klubnik's going to have to be on point. Obviously, he's going to have to be on point. I believe this Clemson team is a whole lot better when he can run the ball. When Klubnik is, making plays. And he's not he's not a Jalen Milroe. You know what I'm saying? But I believe each quarterback in this playoff, maybe besides a Curtis Rourke, can make plays with their legs, and Klubnik is not excluded in that. Klubnik can make plays in his legs. He did against South Carolina, and they tried to make a run. But yeah, I think Klubnik's going to have to get going, spread the field out, get a hat on a hat. Maffa's going to have a big game. He's a guy we don't talk about, that the majority don't talk about. Like I said, I talk about Phil Maffa all the time. I think he's a great running back. He's going to have to get going. He's going to have to be hot. But yeah, I think that's going to be the deciding factor. Can Klubnik get his legs going, open up the field, allow his receivers to be on islands to make plays? Can Phil Maffa run the ball? They're going to have to be physical. It's going to be a very physical game. Like I said, this Texas defense is no joke. Those linebackers are no joke. I believe, I'm blanking right now. I think one of their linebackers, one linebacker of the year, I can't remember, but like I said, them linebackers are the truth, man. They really are. And I think that if Cade Klubnik can come out, get his feet going, Phil Maffa can get going, they can stay in the game. I think this is the biggest spread, like at 11. They can keep it close, but if Texas, if that O-line can keep Ewers clean, if they can keep him in his spot, they can keep him in the pocket. I don't think Clemson stands a chance, man. And like I said, right now, if I had to pick, Texas would probably be my pick for the national championship. I think a clean Texas. Let me say it like that. I keep on saying clean. A on time, on schedule, perfect Texas, I believe, is the best team in the country. And I believe me and Ty both picked Texas in this one. So, Ty got Notre Dame. I got Indiana. We both got Texas. Yeah, it's all on Kate Klubnik if Texas wants to win. Next, we got Penn State SMU. This is another fairly interesting game. We've seen two Penn State teams. We've seen the team that comes out flat against Ohio State, and then we've seen the team who fights back against an Oregon squad, a solid Oregon squad, and keeps them in the game. Happy Valley is a motherfucker to play at. I'm not even going to lie. Happy Valley is a motherfucker to play at. Everybody who goes into Happy Valley, the coach said, what's the first thing the coach said? Yeah, well, the noise got to us. You know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, well, the noise got to us, threw us off. A whiteout at 12 o'clock in the morning is, I thought that was against American religion, but hey, they're going to do it. The thing about this game that makes this game interesting, and it makes it more one-sided than other games, is obviously the where they're playing at. You know what I'm saying? SMU doesn't have this, 30-degree weather, all this and that. SMU is practicing in 60-degree weather right now. If Penn State wanted to, they could run 6 periods of practice outside in the cold, man. That makes a difference in this game. It really does. They get to practice outside, get to practice in the elements. And, I just think that schematically, I think this fits a Penn State team more. I know Kevin Jennings and that SMU team is good, but have we really seen everything that SMU has to offer? You know what I'm saying? We've seen Penn State, we've seen SMU, drop against BYU. They dropped against Clemson. The two best teams they've played, they dropped. So have we seen the full potential of a SMU squad? With SMU, it's Kevin Jennings has to keep the ball in SMU's hands. In big games, he's had a tendency to turn the ball over a little bit. And the things he can do at the quarterback position, not a lot of guys in the playoffs can. He can be a difference maker in this playoffs. He's not a Klubnik. He's not a Howard who can make plays on the ground. You know what I'm saying? I mean, can get out of trouble, can make a couple plays, but Jennings can change the game on his legs. And Penn State has to get to him. You know what I'm saying? I'm steady, continue to say it. I think Abdul Carter is one of the best rushers in the country. And because of that, SMU has got to run the ball. SMU has got to put that ground and pound. SMU has got to bring that Texas swagger up to Penn State. They got to be powerful. They got to run it hard. They got to out-physical a Penn State squad. And if they can do that, they got a shot. But yeah, it's all going to be, I think, and like I said, man, I'm not some football analysis who's been doing this for 20 years. I'm just going off what I know, what I see, and what I think. And I think if SMU can run the ball, they have a serious shot of upsetting Penn State. But on the flip side, that's a tough task. That Penn State front seven is the truth. Abdul Carter is a difference maker. If they can keep him at bay, he'll get to the quarterback. He'll have a sack or two this game. If that was a bet, I'd take the motherfucking bet quick. I think Abdul Carter will have a couple sacks in this game. But if they can run the ball between, the guard and center, if they can run it, up the middle, keep it off the edge, if they can outman this Penn State squad, I think they have a shot. I really do. But I'm going Penn State in this one. I as much as I want to see a, SMU squad go in, I believe they'd play. Who would they play? Boise State. And as much as I want to see a SMU Boise State, I just think that, James Franklin and them have just like Indiana have been there. Obviously, they've been there. SMU played Clemson. I don't think Clemson compares to a Penn State squad, especially in Happy Valley. Penn State's been there. Andy Kotelnicki has got this offense clicking at a different level. And I say different level because what I saw in that Oregon game where they come back, made a run, Tyler Warren got involved late. Singleton and what's my man? I can't remember, but Singleton and them got running. If they can play second half Oregon ball, I think this game will be a blowout. And on the flip side, if SMU can run the ball, Jennings can keep it in SMU's hands, I think it could be a close game. But I'm going Penn State in this one. Ty's going Penn State in this one. I just think that it all comes down to coaching. As much as I like Lashley, as much as I respect Lashley as a coach, I just think, James Franklin and them are on a different level. And I get it. It's a big game for James Franklin. He can't seem to get the big ones. He can't seem to get over that hump. He can beat everybody he's supposed to. But at what point is it to where he has to beat someone who he's not supposed to? And is he supposed to beat SMU? Yes. But, it's the top 10 matchups is obviously not in their favor. But, coaching, I think that James is going to have them boys more prepared. Like I said, playing in the cold, practicing in the cold. They've been there. They're playing at the house. Like I said, that Happy Valley noise is definitely going to interrupt some things. Give that defense a chance to jump some snaps. You know what I'm saying? It'll give Abdul Carter and them that little split second, you know what I'm saying, to get back there and disrupt plays. So in this one, we're both going Penn State. And last but not least, we got probably, in my eyes, the best game of the week at Tennessee at Ohio State. And this is a big game with big implications. Everybody's talked about Ryan Day this, Ryan Day that. He should be gone, this and that. This is a big game for Ryan Day. How can they come out? How does Ryan Day have these boys prepared after that Michigan loss? It's a tough loss. I'm sure they still taste that in their mouth. How does Ryan Day how does Ryan Day come out and fight back after all the backlash he's got, after all the criticism he's got? He's got to do it. You know what I'm saying? He's got to do it. And on top of that, it comes down to the offensive play calling. Can Chip Kelly get the ball in his playmaker's hands? He failed to do that against Michigan. I think that was an ego thing for them. We're going to run it down your throat. We're going to try and prove we got the bigger nuts. It was, I'm not trying to bash them. I'm not for that. But I believe in that Michigan, it just felt like an ego. It just felt ego-driven. You know what I'm saying? It felt like they had something to prove. They've been, 0-4, 0-5, whatever they are against Michigan. Let's just show them that we're the more physical team, we're the better team, and let's run it down their throats and play this smash mouth. And it didn't work out. I can't remember how much Ibuka and Jeremiah Smith, I didn't see him touch the ball a lot. You know what I'm saying? And that has to change in this game right here. Tennessee, we already know, probably the best defensive line in this playoff and one of the top in the country. Ohio State's got to spread the ball out, get the ball in the playmaker's hands, get it in Ibuka's hands, get it in Jeremiah Smith. They should touch the ball 10 times this game. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. Quishon Junkins is good. You know what I'm saying? He's a baller. But Jeremiah Smith and Ibuka have got to win this game for him. And on the flip side, Tennessee's got to run the ball. I think Dylan Sampson doesn't get the credit he deserves. He was left out of the Doak Walker Award, which, granted, it went where it was supposed to go. But to not even think about Dylan Sampson as one of the best running backs in the country, the SEC leading rusher, was a shot in the foot. You know what I'm saying? I think Dylan Sampson comes out, has a hell of a game, just because he's got that, chip on his shoulder right now. Tennessee has got to run the ball. They got to get Dylan Sampson involved. That just opens up everything for Nico. Tennessee is not the most dynamic offense in the country. They're not going to wow you. They spread the field, out one-on-one. Let's see if Dylan Sampson can do it. And he's done it for the majority of the year. He has single-handedly won these guys a lot of games, just for the fact that how explosive and just how good, I don't even know how good he is at running back. He can win them this game. And flip side, Ohio State's got to stop that. Tennessee's going to spread the field. They're going to get their receivers out wide, and Dylan Sampson, get the ball, make a play. That's what they're going to do. I don't think that Tennessee can leave this game up to Nico. Now, I know I'm talking about a lot about Tennessee. I want to see Tennessee do good, but I don't think that Nico can win them this ball game. If Sampson doesn't get going, if Sampson doesn't, have 100 yards and a couple touchdowns, if he's not involved in this game and they can shut him down, I think it'll be a long day for Tennessee. The thing about Ohio State, and I will say this, and I'll get off Tennessee for a little bit and show Ohio State some love. The thing about Ryan Day, he has made adjustments when he's needed to. After each loss, after the Oregon loss, after the Oregon loss, they changed a lot of things up on defense, and it showed. Can they come out and make the adjustments needed to come out here and beat a team like Tennessee? And like I said, Tennessee's not the most dynamic offense. They're not going to have to come out with all these crazy schemes, all these, wild blitzes and this and that. They're going to have to play hat-on-hat football, stop me. You know what I'm saying? They're going to have to play that Dylan Sampson stop me ball. And if they can do that, I think they can win it. You know what I'm saying? And if they beat Tennessee, if they do, I think Ohio State has a serious shot. And the thing that separates Ohio State from everybody else, I believe, is that coaching. It's just the coaching thing going on with Ryan Day. I think if he can come out, get to the semis, get to the championship, secure his spot for next year. Well, he'll be there next year, but, take some of them coals off his seat. Right now that boy is his ass is on fire right now. He can feel it every day he wakes up. I know he feels that flame. If Ryan Day can come out, give Chip Kelly the keys, let him do his thing, I think Ohio State has a serious shot. In this one, I'm going Ohio State. Ty's going Ohio State too. The only game we was different on was the Indiana game. But if Ryan Day can come out, get his guys motivated, if they can play for Ryan Day, I think Ohio State can make a run. And on the flip side, Sampson can get going. Sampson's got to have a big day. But I'm stuck because I sit back and as I'm talking, I'm thinking like, is Will Howard got it in the bag? Is Will Howard have that playmaking ability in his bag? He's going to get pressure all night. That I truly don't believe that that Ohio State O-line can keep the pressure off Howard all night. Like I said, that Tennessee defensive line is very, very good. But they're going to have to. I think if they could keep Will Howard at bay, Tennessee, they have a shot. But I just don't see it happening, man. I think we get the ball in Jeremiah Smith's hands, get it in Abuka's hands, it's gonna be a barn burner. But I got Ohio State in this one, so does Ty. And that's gonna wrap it up, man. I can't wait. Like I said, we will be going live for the Indiana Notre Dame game. I know this was a short video, man. I'm one guy. I'm still trying to get used to this. You know what I'm saying? It's probably not the best video, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We're getting better. And all y'all can do is say, hey, we appreciate y'all for even trying. Hey, thank you. Thank you for sticking with us. Throughout the whole season, man, we appreciate it. This is the start of something new, start of something great for us. Me and Ty truly have a love for this college sports. We'll get into some MLB, but college sports is really our thing, is our love. And we want to try and bring our love to the world. You know what I'm saying? We want to just try and make a way for us. And, this is where it starts right here. And like I said, I'm sorry if I was a little bit scrambled, this and that. It's my first, solo episode, as y'all know. So I appreciate y'all for sticking with me. If y'all got any thoughts or thoughts or anything y'all want to say, anything y'all want to say, leave them in the comments, man. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on your notifications so when we go live, y'all can, be here ready to kick it with us. We'll probably be going live, 15, 20 minutes before the game. So, man, please, if y'all see this, hop in here with us. Y'all can watch it at the house. I think we'll have the TV up here. I don't know if we'll be able to get the game on the screen. I'm not sure how that works, but y'all watch the game on the screen, man. We can kick it, talk, talk shit, whatever y'all want to do, man. Y'all just be sure to tap in with us from the Sandbox Pod on YouTube, from the Sandbox Podcast, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all that, man. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Peace.